Welcome back, y'all, to the Real Evvonne. I'm doing this video because I think it's important when it comes to history. I think it's important that people are credited for what they did, and I don't like to see other people put in the forefront and the public is made to believe that, certain people created something or came about something beforehand and not acknowledging the real persons who created something first. See, a lot of people believe Madam C.J. Walker, was the first. For example, they try to say she was the first black female millionaire. Incorrect. They try to say she was the first one to bring about the hair care for black people. Oh, FYI, I know the fuck black is not the correct term, but shit, okay? Anyway, but that's not true. So this is why I'm doing this video. So after my intro, then you're going to further look at a mini documentary about Annie Turnbow. Annie is the pioneer of the black hair care industry from back in the early 1900s. It's been quietly kept. Why? I don't know. I can look more into Madam C.J. Walker because I really would love to know why is it Madam C.J. Walker was put in the forefront as if she created all this, and she did. Now, mind you, I'm not taking away anything from Madam C.J. Walker because she did a lot as well. But I still believe in credit needs to be given where it's due. And this is with a lot of people. So many of us have learned about the great inventor, businesswoman, and pioneer, Madam C.J. Walker. We were taught many wonderful and honorable things about her, and she has earned much respect for her contributions to business, science, and vocational opportunities, as well as her economic and cultural contributions to her community and the legacy of her ancestors. Again, like I said, not taking nothing away from her because she did a hell of a lot. But quiet as kept, Madam C.J. Walker had a mentor and a teacher. Exactly, because I hope you do know people got to learn from somebody, right? She had a mentor and a teacher who remain obscure and lost in history for most of us until today. Annie Minerva Turnbow Pope Malone was born August 9, 1869, passed away May 10, 1957. Annie began developing safer and more effective hair care methods and treatments for women of color in the 1890s. In 1917, Annie Malone founded the first Portal College in St. Louis, Missouri. By the 1920s, she had built a financial empire valued at over $15 million. And this included dozens of Portal colleges where she empowered people with personal development and training in the business of black cosmetology, manufacturing, and public etiquette. She established over 100 beauty salons and supply stores nationwide, built manufacturing and distribution centers, and employed more than 10,000 door-to-door agents worldwide. Yeah, worldwide, not just in this country, but worldwide. Madam C.J. Walker was one of those portal agents. Yes, Madam C.J. Walker worked for Annie Malone. Annie Malone mentored Madam C.J. Walker. Annie Malone taught Madam C.J. Walker what she knew about when it comes to the hair care. Okay? And of course, Madam C.J. Walker went on to build on Miss Annie's shoulders. A beauty industry pioneer, Annie Malone, the social activist, donated vast amounts of wealth to social and educational institutions. Among the most noted was her $25,000 donation to Howard University, because at that time, it was the largest gift ever donated to a historically black institution. So, please never forget her past. In 1922, Annie Malone made her first $10,000 contribution to the St. Louis Colored Orphans Home, where she served as president from 1919 to 1943. In 1946, it was renamed the Annie Malone Children's Home in honor of her. So now, let's get into this mini documentary. Comment below, did you know this? Or did you always think it was Madam C.J. Walker? Because I'm going to tell you something right now. Before there was a Madam C.J. Walker, there was Annie Malone. And she mentored Madam C.J. Walker. I'm not taking anything away from Madam C.J. Walker, but we damn sure need to remember who Annie Malone was. Because to be honest, if it wasn't for Annie Malone, it might be safe to say that it might not have been no Madam C.J. Walker. Marinate on that.
Hello, I'm Linda Jones. Annie Malone's story is such a fabulous story, and it's a shame that most historians don't share her history with other people, and that's what we're going to do today.
Annie Malone was an American businesswoman, inventor, and philanthropist. In the first 3 decades of the 20th century, she founded and developed a large and prominent enterprise centered on cosmetics for African American women. She developed and manufactured her own line of non-damaging hair straighteners, special oils, and hair stimulant products for African American women. She named the new product Wonderful Hair Grower.
Annie Malone discovered a product. She created a product called Wonderful Hair Grower. And with this product, she was able to improve the hair condition of many, many people. And she sold her products door to door. She moved from Metropolis to Lovejoy, Illinois. And she was there for a number of years, a couple of years, and then she moved to St. Louis, Missouri. The World's Fair was in St. Louis, Missouri, and she decided to go to St. Louis because she wanted to increase her sales.
In 1902, Malone moved to a thriving St. Louis, where she and 3 hired assistants sold her hair care products from door to door. As part of her marketing, she gave away free treatments to attract more customers.
Most people are familiar with Madam C.J. Walker. Well, did you know that Madam C.J. Walker was one of Annie Malone's employees? Madam Walker worked for Annie Malone.
Poro is a West African word meaning physical and spiritual growth. Due to the growth in her business, in 1910, Turnbull moved to a larger facility on 3100 Pine Street. Malone, by then worth well over $1 million, built a 5-story multi-purpose facility. In addition to a manufacturing plant, it contained facilities for a beauty college, which she named Poro College.
Poro was the name of the college that Annie Malone started, that she built. She built a college for black women, for cosmetologists, for Black cosmetologists, and she wanted them to learn the trade, but she wanted them to give back to their communities by service. And in this college, which was located in St. Louis, this Poro College was so huge. It was a fabulous college. It was state-of-the-art. It had the dormitories for the students coming in. It had a hotel. It had a hotel attached to it, a dining facility. It had a rooftop garden. She had everything that she needed to make her product, to actually get her product from the raw materials until it was sent out to her customers.
The building included a manufacturing plant, a retail store where Poro products were sold, business offices, a 500-seat auditorium, dining and meeting rooms, a roof garden, dormitory, gymnasium, bakery, and chapel. Poro College employed nearly 2,000 people in St. Louis. Through its school and franchise businesses, the college created jobs for almost 75,000 women in North and South America, Africa, and the Philippines.
I remember as a person, it wasn't just about hair, it was about a lot of things that went on in there. I think about all the jobs. She had a sewing room where they made the uniforms for not only the employees in the building, but they made the uniforms for the college students that came in to learn cosmetology. But she was kind of scary to me. Yeah. And she wore those big hats, and then they would just really frighten me a lot.
She actually was in every large city in the United States. She had Poro agents. She had 75,000 Poro agents in every state in the United States, as well as international. She was in Haiti, Dominican Republic, Nova Scotia, Africa, the Virgin Islands, South America, anywhere there were Black people. Annie Malone had agents there. 75,000 is a large number. She was there, and she also traveled to other countries promoting her business.
Malone is recorded as the U.S.'s first Black female millionaire, based on reports of $14 million in assets held in 1920 from her beauty and cosmetic enterprises headquartered in St. Louis and Chicago. She used her wealth to promote the advancement of African Americans, and she gave away most of her money to charity.
She was the founder of the Black hair industry, but she was also the first millionaire, and she was also involved in many philanthropic endeavors. She supported many colleges as well, college students. She also supported college students to every college. She did so much for people. Her life purpose apparently was to help people, to give back to her community. She believed in uplifting her community, and that's what we should be doing today. There's a children's home there that she started in St. Louis, and it was called St. Louis Children's Orphanage, and it was later changed to the Annie Malone Children and Family Services. It's still in St. Louis.
On May 10, 1957, Turnbow Malone suffered a stroke and died at Chicago's Provident Hospital. Childless, she had bequeathed her remaining fortune to her nieces and nephews.
She also left a legacy. She has a legacy. Back when she was here living, people knew of Annie Malone, but today people don't know who she is. They're more familiar with Walker, Madam C.J. Walker, but we want to get Annie Malone's name back into history simply because she was the first one. She was the founder, but because of all of her good principles that she left with us, her legacy, which needs to continue living. We have a legacy where people, for Black women especially, that's an easy business to get started into and to maintain. However, we've allowed so many other people to come in and take it away from us. We want people to understand that this legacy that was started by people like Annie Malone and Madam Walker and Sarah Washington Spencer and there's others as well, that we need to continue. We need to continue with that legacy.
Annie Malone May Day Parade. This St. Louis tradition began over a century ago in the historic African American Greater Ville neighborhood when thousands of St. Louisans would gather to honor Annie Malone, the founder of Poro College and the noted children's home that carries her name.
We want people to understand that if she could do all of those things, if she could accomplish all of those feats, and this is back in the early 1900s before there were computers, cell phones, internet, Facebook, LinkedIn. If she could accomplish all of that, 75,000 Poro representatives around the world, then there's nothing today that we cannot do. Thank you so much.
If you enjoyed this video and appreciate my work, and you would love me to continue to upload these videos, keep these cranking out for you, please support my channel by donating to my PayPal. And the link will be in the description box, and whatever you choose to do, I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.